وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين.
There's a book known as the Risala of Imam al-Qushayri. This was a foundational book in Tasawwuf. And Tasawwuf is part and parcel with the religion of Islam. You cannot take Tasawwuf out of the religion of Islam without deracinating it, without uprooting it. There are many different types of Sufis. There are many Sufis that went astray, just like there's fuqaha that went astray, there's mutakallimun that went astray. Every science has its problems. But the idea somehow that Tasawwuf, like that mentioned in the Risala of Imam al-Qushayri, wasn't from Islam, nobody would have accepted that, including Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn Abdul Wahhab. So, in the Risala of Imam al-Qushayri, he has a chapter called Al-Waqt, time. And he says, حقيقة الوقت عند أهل التحقيق حادث متوهم علق حصوله على حادث متحقق. That time, for the people who have had realization, these are the verifiers, the people that have penetrated the reality of this religion, and they have confirmed that it is true, and that if you practice it, you will get the results. In other words, it's falsifiable. This is Popper's argument for a true science, is that it can be replicated. So the muhaqqiqun are the people that replicate again and again the truths that we're told in our tradition. They falsify the religion. They show you that over and over again we do these things and we get the same results. Therefore, it is a science. It's not waham. It's not an illusion. So he says that with the people of tahqiq, it is something that is mutawaham. It's not something tangible. It's something like illusory time. But it's associated with something that is actually substantial. What he means by that is that for us, we don't know if we're going to have the next minute. So I can make my plans for tomorrow. Tomorrow will come for a lot of people, but it's not going to come for everybody. That's the quality that it's mutawaham. And this is why Sahal was asked, متى يستريح الإنسان? When will the human being finally be still? And he says, لما يعرف أن ليس له إلا الوقت الذي هو فيه. He will never be still until he knows that the only time he has is the moment that he is in. And this is why Allah says about the awliya, ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم. In other words, they have no fear of the future. ولا هم يحزنون. And they don't grieve. They have no grief about the past because they are ibnu waqtihi. They're here. They're present. They're mindful. They're fully aware. This is the difference between them and everybody else. They are present. So that is what he's telling us. So he says, a man will say, آتيك رأس الشهر, I'll come at the beginning of next month. فالإتيان متوهم. He doesn't really know that. He only hopes he'll see him. وَرَأْسُ الشَّهْرِ حَادِثٌ مُتَحَقِّقٌ. But the beginning of that next month will come. It will come, but you might not come with it. And that is the nature of time. And then he says, I heard Abu Ali al-Daqqaq, one of the great Arifin, say, rahimahullah, الوقت ما أنت به إن كنت بالدنيا فوقتك الدنيا وإن كنت بالعقبة فوقتك العقبة وإن كنت بالسرور فوقتك السرور وإن كنت بالحزن فوقتك الحزن يريد بهذا أن الوقت ما كان الغالب على الإنسان. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. What you give your attention to is your reality. This is exactly what Abu Ali al-Daqqaq said, rahimahullah. The time, the moment, because waqt can be moment, it can be time. Atikum waqtan, like, it can, this is the Arabic language. Time is what you are in. If you are in the dunya, your time is the dunya. If you are in the afterlife, your time is the afterlife. If you are in joy, your time is joy. And if you're in grief, your time is grief. And then he says, he means by this that time is essentially what overwhelms the human being. It's your experience. That's what time is. It's human experience. And this is what the clock has taken away from us. The clock is this quantifiable thing. Time is not quantifiable in reality. Time, Allah is time. Allah is, the scholastics, and I think they took it from us. The scholastics called it nunc-stans. God is the eternal now. If you look at in Ta'rifat, Imam al-Jurjani says, Ad-Dahar huwa al-an ad-da'im. It is the eternal now. It's the now that stands still. God is time. La tasub ad-dahar fa inna ana ad-dahar biyadi al-layl wa nahar. Do not curse time because I am time. I am time. Some of the ulama interpret it as batinu zaman. It's what the zaman is to the outward, time is to the inward. Anyway, he goes on. It's a stunning thing. He talks about, Imam Shafi'i, he said, I learned two things from the Sufis. Al-waqtu ka-sayfin lam taqta' bihi qata'ak. Time is a sword. If you don't cut with it, in other words, if you're not attentive, it will cut you down. We don't kill time. Time kills us. Whenever you hear somebody say, I'm going to go kill some time, that is a person in complete ghafla. Whenever you hear somebody, Ibn Ata'illah, he said, the fool gets up in the morning and says, what am I going to do today? And the wise man gets up and says, what is God going to do with me today? So he said, and then he said, وَالنَّفْسُ إِن لَمْ تَشْغَلْهَا بِالْخَيْرِ شَغَرَتْكَ بِالشَّرِّ. Your ego is such that if you do not preoccupy it, focus it on the good, it will focus you on the harmful, on the evil, on the bad. Allah. Again, Abu Ali al-Daqqaq said, "Al-waqtu mibrad, yashaquka wa la yamhaquka." Time is a file. It just wears you down. Doesn't obliterate you. It wears you down till there's nothing left. And this is why time is so important. He ends this by saying, كل يوم يمر يأخذ بعضي يورث القلب حسرة ثم يمضي. Every day passes, it takes a part of me.